Let's get into the thing, Shazam! All right. We got Peter in our bottom seat here. Also, I'm joined by the previous Ogre's Den RCQ winner. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, yeah, I'm Jacob. I was on coverage a couple weeks ago. I won that event. Today I scrubbed out, so I'm here doing coverage as well.
Wham Bam Shazam. Jacob, Amulet Titan Master. Never loses, has never lost a match. So we have Peter in our bottom seat, and we have Mike in our top seat. Thanks for being bad today.
You spelled my name wrong. It's Jake with a K.
Oh, embarrassing. Never going to let that down. All right, so we have Peter is on Beanstalk Omnath, and Mike is on Scam.
He's on Scam.
Sorry, Rakdos Evoke.
So true.
Sorry, we have to be PC for the Wizard sponsorship, or they'll never take us back.
Yeah.
And Mike sets out with the classic, fetch, shock, blood crypt, Thoughtseize. Looks at a hand full of card advantage.
But only 2 lands.
A little greedy by Peter, I must say.
That's
2
a scary
lands and
keep.
no beans.
Yeah, 2 lands, no beans. 2 Teferis. There's an ending.
Yeah, looks like Peter's leaning pretty hard on the Teferis in his hand.
I think so. The Boseiju is also interesting because it doesn't have land types for the Leyline Binding.
Correct. So Leyline Binding is also kind of bad.
Yeah.
Right? Because with only the single Triumph Binding is 3 mana, you need another land type to get it down to at least 2.
Yeah.
So, little awkward there.
Oh, yeah, it's land.
Oh, he does it! It's just that easy. Snow Binding is,
Is that land a Steam Vents, though? So
yes, it's still 3 mana.
It's still 3 mana, yeah.
I mean, hey, I guess Peter will take any land at this point.
Yeah, and he still has the green from the Binding.
Yeah, it's a land that casts a Teferi,
Yeah.
so... Yeah, Peter's kind of like a local tournament grinder. I think he's been to the Pro Tour, actually.
I'm not sure.
Heyday.
Okay, yeah.
And I think last time I talked to him, he's been trying real hard to get in there one more time.
Yeah,
Let's go to the Pro Tour one more time. There's Tef. They're playing some speed magic.
They are.
Oh, no, never mind. Mike wants to play Bowmasters, reveals the Ragvan in hand. Totally didn't see that.
The dash is just that fast. He just did it on his opponent's turn.
And so, kind of an odd scenario here. This is kind of like the ultimate response to Teferi's Flash and Bowmasters in response. Because now if you bounce, then Teferi is surely dead either way.
Yep.
So if you bounce a token, then Bowmaster shoots it. And if you bounce the Bowmaster, then the token just hits it.
You can also shoot Teferi with the Bowmaster, so the bounce...
You cannot, because you have to do this in response
Oh,
on the
right,
stack.
you're right, I'm bad.
So, Mike's just going to dome Peter in the face for 1.
Just get him. Oh, he's got the Solitude.
And he's going to just Solitude with Teferi still in the stack. And then he's going to bounce it with the down tick, bounce the token. Of course, Mike, we did unfortunately see the Ragavan, so Dash Ragavan is very, very live here.
I'm sure Peter was
this is
ready for
our
it anyway.
5, thank you.
Yes.
Away. And this is our 2-2 bracket because everyone that's got a better score has drawn in the top 8 already, probably. So that's just the way she goes sometimes. I think some people are playing.
Yeah, it looks like there might be a game. I feel like
Jason is not playing, that's
Jason
for sure.
is not playing. Looks like over there are a couple games higher up, but it's...
Yeah.
I feel like Sam chose not to put Burn on coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, we've already had CJ on coverage twice now. He's on the rack. Yeah. So we might have the rack and top, which is kind of slick.
That is sweet.
Mike decides to just disrespect Teferi by just playing a Fable. He's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Oh, and there's the beans.
There's the beans.
So, I mean, do you feel like Mike's critical mistake in this game was not just mulliganing straight to Scam?
I don't think so. So, at least I might
Is it like a pitfall for new Scam players to just be like, I must grief you on turn 1?
Because if you look at this hand, right, this hand was turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Bowmaster, turn 3 we have this. There's a dashable Ragavan in hand, so as you're forcing Peter to try and play out his hand to apply pressure, you just have this looming threat of the Ragavan. When I look at Scam, this might be a bit colored by my experience playing Amulet, but the number of times my opponent has just gone turn 1, do the grief Scam thing, and I just kill them because they don't do anything else all game, is relatively high. So I don't think you just roll against Scam. It's good when it gets there, and the cards are all good.
Yeah, because I mean, Mike's doing a pretty good impression of just red mid-range and Modern, which, curves out pretty well already, right? I mean, he's answering a lot of Peter's threats, one by one. But of course, Teferi, you know, just this deck just has endless card advantage, especially now with Beans.
Depending on what's in Mike's hand, because we're not sure, because Mike didn't get Thought Seized, but depending on how it goes, he could try and put himself in a position where he clears all the Teferis and then sticks a Blood Moon.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, because I mean, Peter still only has 3 lands in play, none of which are basics.
Yep.
And while it is a 4-color deck, I don't know how many red spells Peter runs outside of Fury.
Yeah.
So, Blood Moon looks pretty good here if Mike can find one.
Mike has his basic swamp, so the Blood Moon's not going to make him lose the game.
Yeah.
It's a classic Blood Moon moment.
Oh, and there's the second swamp, so now he's definitely not losing the game to the Blood Moon.
Yeah. He can cast his Griefs through it.
Dash the Ragavan. Hit Teferi, yeah. Straight to the garbage bin.
And straight passing it back. So Mike has a lot of cards in hand. Just basically pass his turn after doing the
not
dash.
a lot of action, though. I mean, we did see him discard, 2 Knotted After Alls to the Fable already, so...
Yeah.
Alright, just hard cast a Fury. Alright, so it looks like Peter had a couple more lands in hand, but our camera is not the greatest at capturing all of his lands down there.
Yeah, looks like he's got 5 total.
Is more our fault than his.
Yeah. If you see his player cam, he's got 5.
Yeah. You can get a sneak peek down there. Dash in the monkey again. Get in for 2. Terminate.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, cast that. If I'm Mike, I'm definitely casting Red and 6. You're like, sick, dude. I get to play Jund Scam now. This is great. Does Mike or does Scam run any utility lands that Ren can take advantage of? Like any cyclers or something?
I think I have seen before. I've seen a Takanuma in the deck before.
Okay, so I guess if he wants, he can just channel Takanuma over and over again.
I don't know if the list is currently on it.
Yeah.
But it's a card you can put in the deck. Oh,
we got a judge call.
Okay, you first.
Peter's got to go talk to him away from the table.
Unless there's something he didn't move.
All right, while the judge call's happening, I'm just going to ask Allie for a favor.
oh.
Okay, you want engagement?
Nice. We have life totals on the camera now.
Oh, amazing.
Kind of, sort of. I gotta shift our camera over here a little, I think.
We have the technology.
Bye, Red and 6. See you later.
13-11, okay.
All right, there you go. 13 to 11. Some relevant info. Peter has come back, learning about how to play Magic.
He's done it. He's got a full grip of cards because he's got the beans.
He has asked Sam how the fuck these cards work. Move his lands around. Yeah. Figure out. I mean, this is a deck where you really got to tap the right lands.
Yeah.
Because if you mistap, it could mean the end of your turn. 1 Teferi.
Is that the third Teferi?
That is the third Teferi. Tragically, though, Teferi cannot bounce Red and 6 back to his hand.
You cannot.
That would be really sick, though. I'll take that. Yoink.
Pick up my Ren and 6, use my last 2 mana, recast it.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
That's so good. Yeah, an interesting play I saw Peter make this weekend in the larger Modern event that happened at the face-to-face event is he had to pick up his own Beanstalk with the Fairy more than once to not deck out to them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not to recast and draw cards, but to stop the engine.
To discard to hand size. He got
going too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some Bean decks on MTGO 5.0 that are they're 74 cards and just random numbers over 60.
Yeah, it's kind of standard. You can run out of cards. Or the other card you can run is some decks, and I believe Peter's is on this as well, so it's worth being aware of, is some lists play Endurance.
Okay, so you can Endurance your own graveyard.
You Endurance your own deck back in, yeah.
I mean, if you're going to churn through your deck that fast, it kind of really speaks to how powerful beans can be when you're running cards that you don't deck to your own card.
Yeah, that's a good question. Should you cut beans? I think the card is so powerful. It's so good.
Yeah.
I don't think you cut them. You just, if you're in a position, you might not be able to play them out, and you have to be aware of that, or you just need some tech like extra cards in deck to make sure you don't lose to them.
Yeah. All right, Mike tries to do the old Ragavan dash, but Peter's like, no. I'll pay 2 mana and then draw a card and exile your Ragavan. Seems like a pretty good trade there.
Mike's out here with 6 lands in play with a scam deck, which is not where you want to be.
No, I believe this deck wants at the most 5.
Oh, and there's more beans.
Second beans. We're beaning.
We are going up the beanstalk.
How close will Icarus fly, huh? His wings made out of beans.
The beans deck does turn the corner very fast. Fury is a 3/3 double striker.
It is a pretty good clock. I've definitely been aggroed out by what is traditionally known as like the dirtiest deck in Modern.
Yeah.
That just like kind of plays answers and draws cards all game, and you're like, when are you gonna win? And it's like, oh yeah, here's my 3/3 double strike. You're dead in like 3 turns.
Here comes. Oh, there's another Ragavan. Send him in.
Never another monkey.
And there's more removal. Oh, more bean triggers.
More beans. All right, draw 2. All right, 2 mana, draw 2 cards. Exile your guy. Seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I would like the double one.
It is a little funny that it's 2 mana.
Yeah. How do you feel about? Because like it feels like Wizards is packing like all these secretly good Modern cards in the uncommon slot. Do you feel like that's a smart play? Because I mean, we saw like Expressive Iteration just like upturn Modern, and now Beans also uncommon All-Star.
So I like it. Like I'd much prefer we see stuff like Beans, which is good in like an already existing deck, in like just in an interesting new way, or just powerful tools at uncommon. I think one of the gripes people have with Modern, and I think it's fair personally, is you'll have these really cool new cards that lead to these fun new decks and these like classic archetypes or whatever, like the One Ring, for example, which is like big mana, but then your playset costs $300.
Yes.
Your Beans. Here's a 5, right? Here's a 5.
Here's a 5. I'll take the beans now. Which feels weird in like its own way to be spending $5 on like an uncommon.
Yeah.
Right? Or like in the case of like Lorien Revealed, that card's like $8. For like a common.
I remember when I started, like Remand was an uncommon, and it was like $20 a piece. So it's I've seen worse.
Yeah. All right. Well, Peter's still just doing nothing but keeping the board clear.
So Mike's life total slowly goes down.
Yeah, to his own land base, it looks like.
Yeah, all the these are two. Yeah. Are you Sumner?
Mike, trying to figure out what to do here. He's got, all right, so he's got like a Fury, a Bowmaster, it looks like a Terminate.
I think that's
so,
Terminate,
I mean, three great cards here.
They are good, but I'm pretty sure Peter has 7 cards in hand.
Yeah. If you look at the player cam, I believe that little white stack next to Peter's left hand there is just his hand, not his deck.
I think Peter's hand might be face up.
Oh, maybe. Because of Thoughtseize? That would explain why Mike went from 10 to 8.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Thoughtseize, yeah.
We do barely see Thoughtseize there, so yeah. Taking one of his 7 cards. Oh no.
I'll draw 3 more with these beans.
Yeah, I'm sure Mike is staring down at a lot of cards that read draw 2+ cards.
Yeah, I think this Omnath might be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
He does have the Terminate, but he's just so low on other gas, and this deck's full of removal.
Right, yeah, how does he keep up with this? I mean, it's a little...
I forgot these two both.
The game has gotten too long, and this is exactly where Peter wants to be as well,
Yes.
right? He's like, this is exactly the game state I want to be in, where I'm just chilling, I've got some beans in hand, my hand is stacked, I haven't even had to grab Kahira yet.
Yep.
Which, like, I feel like with this deck especially, if you don't know if you're dead versus this deck, when they grab Kahira, you're dead.
Yep.
Like,
That's
because
the
if there's nothing better for them to do than just add a 3/2 to their hand, the game is over. Like, this is Modern we're talking.
Yeah.
Like, the game is over.
Yep, there's ending. There's more removal.
Yeah.
With that Ndatha, I do think Peter finally has all of his land types.
There you go. Finally, the 1 mana exile your thing, draw 2 cards.
Draw 2 cards.
2 cards.
I couldn't see
All right,
it.
Mike flipping the Fable,
That's close.
getting in. Getting in damage. Peter down to 9.
I mean, if Peter's drawn really poorly and his hand is just absolutely filled with lands,
Yeah.
and doesn't have other expensive cards to continue cycling, which I think is hard. Peter's deck plays Muldrifter.
It does, yeah, which is really funny because now that's in the current board state. It's 3 mana, draw 4, which is really, really gross. Or if he wants to, 5 mana, draw 4, 2/2 flyer.
Yep.
Let's see your Thought Monitor do that, huh?
Yeah.
Which I mean,
I love Thought Monitor.
I was thinking for a while that Thought Monitor would be great with like beans, like some sort of beans affinity deck.
I think I saw a Legacy deck that was doing
Yeah?
that. It was playing Glimpse of Nature, and it was
Yes.
doing the whole artifact creature Cheerios thing, and it was using beans with the expensive
Yeah, all these
affinity creatures.
Yeah, all these like weird 7-drops and stuff. They're just like 7 mana 4/4s, like no
Sweet.
text.
Yeah. Interesting commentary from the chat.
Yeah, it feels like one of those matchups where either beans goes on the board or gets seized, and whichever happens first decides the winner.
I'm not totally sure because the Beans deck is still just the 4-color mid-range deck,
Yes.
right? This deck didn't just lose to Scam before, even with, it didn't lose to Evoke before, even without Beans.
Yeah,
I
right.
think the Beans are a card that has to be answered. I do think if the Beans stick, the Evoke deck really struggles.
Yeah, and I mean, red-black aren't really the colors that are really good at dealing with enchantments anyway, so it's a bit of a hard puzzle for the red-black deck to work through.
This is a powerful play, though. Mike just went Dothy Fury and then Furied Peter's Fury, which means next turn he can get another Fury.
Yeah, he
clear
can
this Omnath.
sacrifice Dothy for another free Fury, right? Or if Peter doesn't have an immediate answer to the like board here, Mike just like attack to Fairy, and then either he has to put Omnath in front, and then Mike can trade his Dothy for an Omnath.
That seems good.
Right? Or he lets Teferi die, and then Mike again gets to trade Dothy for a Teferi, which also seems very good.
Yeah, another powerful option if there's nothing is Mike could Dothy back the Fury,
Yeah.
Fury the Omnath, and then just hit Peter with his own Fury and put him to 2. Puts him in Bolt range or Dash Dragavan range.
Yes. But yeah, we're seeing Peter bounces on Leyline Binding. He's like, Mike, you know what? You can have this Ragman. I don't give a shit. I don't care about this monkey anymore. We're on like turn 8 here.
Yeah. I have a 4/4. This is a 2/1.
Yeah. This card is good on exactly turn 1 and turn 2, and then
Yeah.
after that it sucks. So you can have this.
Turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Blood Moon sure is a play though.
So bolts off the Dothy, and then bindings away the Fury, and now Mike's just got a very sad monkey.
I believe Mike's hand is empty. I don't want to call it too early, but I do think
It's not looking good.
it's not looking good.
I'll say it's not looking good.
8 before
Oh. Peter's life total though going down.
I'm not sure that matters too much because there's an Omnath. That's
Or
gonna
no,
gain
sorry,
4
it went up.
Oh yeah, it went up
actually.
off the Omnath.
That's
That's
a 12,
12,
I
yep.
believe. Let's just see
Confirm.
if we can get a little 1 there. No, it's just off camera. So
I'm confident it's 12 though. 8 plus
me
4
too.
is 12.
8 plus 4 is in fact 12.
Oh, there's the Solitude. Kills the Ragavan.
Yeah.
Get 2 more
draw
cards
2
off my beans.
cards. Get rid of that thing. Take up the Fairy.
Hit you
Get
for
in
4.
for 4. Yeah. Oof. It's not looking good.
And then next turn Peter just has lethal, and he's got a full grip of cards to make sure Mike can't stop it.
Yup. Yeah, that's the interesting about 4-color control, because like normally in every format when you hear like control, you think of like counter spells.
Yep.
4 control does not play any counter spells. It's just all removal.
At least not.
Well, I mean,
sorry,
not most.
Peter has won the game with a Time Warp.
Okay, yeah. That's an interesting pickup. I mean, draw 2 cards, take extra turn seems pretty strong.
Yep. Yeah, so there's 2 builds, 2 main builds of 4-color control.
Yeah.
Kind of weird to say it here because I wouldn't say Peter's on either of them.
Okay.
I think Peter.
Well, I mean, yeah, we've seen, or you mentioned Muldrifter, now we've seen Time Warp, which I don't think are standard cards for 4-color control.
Time Warp's kind of normal.
Okay.
But there's a set of flex slots, and I think the flex slots are either you're playing a full tap-out control list, and here's where you usually see halflings.
Yes.
The other more common list, and this is the one that I'm actually terrified of as an amulet player, is it plays counter spells, Elishnorn, and Bring to Light.
Yes.
And so you can Bring to Light for your Elishnorn, you
Yeah.
can Bring to Light for your Time Warp,
Yeah.
you can just Bring to Light for Solitude or Furies or whatever you need.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Teferi uptick into on your turn Bring to Light is pretty fucked up.
That's pretty good. That's decent, you might say.
Yeah, that is a game that, that was. I don't want to be staring that down. I
No,
would
I don't
rather be
either.
on the other side, being like, yo, how's this?
So, yeah.
Because I mean, there are a lot of spells that play at instant speed are pretty messed up. I myself, I don't know if I should be proud of it, but I've cast an Amarius Call at instant speed.
Is that the one that makes the angels?
Yes, it's 7 mana, make 2/4/4 angels. Your other creatures get indestructible.
That is a card.
Yeah, it was pretty good. When it was just like opponent attack, it was like, okay, 4 blocks, this?
This
But
thing?
but yeah, if it's like, opponent like Amulet type, and you're like, all right, in response, Bring to Light, Elish Norn. You're like, I guess I can see.
Yeah, another one is if you have like a big multiple Titan turn, you're going for this insane lethal Bring
Yeah.
to Light for Supreme Verdict.
Yes.
Just
Yeah, or do the whole like chain Titan into like, bounce theory, West,
Yeah.
get Titan. Like, all right, swing at you for like 40. You're like, kill your guys.
yeah,
Like,
and that's how you lose.
yup, that resolved.
It's rough.
Yeah. So they're doing a sideboarding now. What are going to be Mike's big sideboard cards here versus 4 color?
I think Blood Moon's huge.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the split between the main and the side is.
Yes.
But Blood Moon's big here. Like there are basics in the 4-color deck, but it's hard. As we saw that game, Peter get the hand that was Raga and Triome Boseiju.
Yes.
The Boseijus out of the 4-color deck are also really big. I think this is going to come down to Mike needs to be able to slip under Peter, like turn 1 Ragavan into like turn 2 Thoughtseize
Yeah.
is another really big one he has.
Right.
Just either slip under and kill Peter before he can get going,
Yeah.
or he needs to just lock him out with Blood Moon. And Peter
Yes.
needs to stop that from happening.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm not too familiar with what Peter's going to be sideboarding in this, because it seems like that the main deck is already pretty well equipped to deal with like the scam plan.
I think so.
So maybe he brings in just like Force of Vigor for Blood Moon, and then the rest of the deck is fine.
Maybe I think there might not be Force of Vigor. There might be extra Boseijus for Blood Moon.
Okay.
I could see that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple copies of Endurance.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we see, as we were talking about, Mike needs to maybe go turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Blood Moon, but Peter has the
Turn
prismatic
1 ending at
off
basic
planes,
as well,
off
which
planes.
is pretty relevant.
Yep. So Peter's aware of what might happen in this matchup, and he's getting ready for it.
Yeah, right. And this is also like an awkward situation because Peter wants to play around Blood Moon,
Yeah.
but the deck thrives when it has all these triumphs
Yes.
in play. So sometimes if you keep a hand that beats Blood Moon, it kind of also folds to itself.
Yep.
Where it's like, oh, like I have a couple of basics, but I can't really cast my spells effectively here, right? We're like, we know that Peter can't go turn 2 Renaissance.
Yes.
It's just not a play he can make.
Yeah.
And then like especially going turn 2 Leyline Binding is very hard unless he has specifically the fetch for the Indotha Triumph.
Okay.
I do think the basic planes is really nice here because it means if there is a Blood Moon, but you end up in this really long, clunky game, the basic planes lets you remove Blood Moon with a Leyline Binding.
Yes. Yes, which like Blood Moon still messes up the binding because of
Yep.
the mana costs when it comes to like basic lands and stuff, right?
Oh, there it goes. Doesn't
But-
matter having bad colors on turn 2.
Yeah.
We got the beans
There's
anyway.
the beans. Little fetch from Peter for them beans. Yeah, so Mike again, not really emulating the Rakdos Evoke
No, he's not.
plan. Just out here playing, Pioneer red black mid range.
Yep. I do think that's the Takanuma that we talked about game 1 though, so it is there.
So I mean, there was a line then
Yeah.
last game to be Red 6 by Takanuma over and over
Yeah.
again. Don't know if it's a winning play, but it's certainly a play. Peter is just like, you know what? Let me just grab all my basics
Oh, it's not
and
Teferi.
then play
Oh,
Teferi
no.
bounce. That is so tragic. Absolutely brutal.
Snow-covered basics. Peter, I don't think Peter has any snow synergy going on. He's just decided to make himself strictly worse against that like Modern Horizons 2 card under the ice or whatever.
break the ice.
Break the ice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that I feel like playing the snow basics is only really relevant if you want to get those like 0.2 percentage points when playing Ragavan. Like, what if I
Yeah.
flip an Ice Fang Codal?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. I
But,
do
I
think
mean, 9
it's,
times out of 10, I think it just doesn't matter, and you're just
It does
limiting.
not.
Yeah, and then you're just limiting yourself to like very a very subset of art.
Yes.
For your, there's a lot of cool basic land art, and here you are saying like, hey, here's some
Snowlands.
Yeah, here's some Snowlands.
Some
There's
people
like
just
4
love those
versions.
Snowlands.
Yeah.
Yes, I love Mike's basics. The basic forests I use are the unglued like brown bordered ones. so-
Yes, we have the weird window.
Yeah.
It like reminds me of like a Hobbit door almost.
It is a bit like a Hobbit door. I
Right.
think that's why I like them so much.
Yeah.
Centurion,
Oh, we finally see a non-basic
All right,
land out of
look at
Peter.
that.
you got 1 cover.
Now, I guess it depends on the texture of Peter's hand now.
I jumped, so 2.
Mike has only put 2 threats that can be pretty scary against when you're staring it down.
Yeah, Mike appears to be hellbent, but he also has the
5.
Fable of the Mirror Breaker, so he has 3 very powerful cards in play.
I mean, Fable has won every world
It has.
world championship this year, I believe. You know, Standard, Pioneer, and Modern have all run Fable Mirror Breaker.
Looks like Peter's tapped out. He didn't play a Fury last turn, so he's in a powerful position.
Yeah, 3
Mike's good
at
to go.
the Teferi, and then 2 at Peter from the Ragavan, and that's what I was figuring
there
was
it
going to
is.
happen.
Yep.
There's the Solitude. Pitching the Kahira. So interesting that if Mike's paying attention, he might read that as Peter having no other white cards in hand.
Yep.
Because otherwise, why would he do that? You know, it seems like a desperation play to be like, well, I need to have an answer for what's going on, so let's grab Kahira so I can pitch this Solitude. Oh, never mind. Just drawing off them beans.
There's the second Solitude.
Yeah, beans, the magical fruit.
Yeah. It looked like it was a sign of weakness. It was actually a sign of insane strength.
Yeah, just like, bro, I got Solitudes for days.
Yeah.
You're never hitting me.
Oh, and there's
Oh,
Omnath.
Okay.
Oh, Mike has terminated for the Omnath.
Points
no,
at Teferi.
no terminate because of Teferi.
JK. Yeah, the classic. What's this?
Oh, there's a
Fury,
Fury to kill
yeah.
Fable.
And you know, that's one of the funny things about beans, especially now, is that often you can just make batshit insane plays that you would
just doesn't
never
matter.
normally make.
Just get your stuff off the
You
board.
know,
I'm gonna keep drawing cards.
Right, over the course of that turn cycle, Peter pitched 3 cards
Yep.
just to do some free removal spells.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure he
And
still
just
has more cards
doesn't
in
care.
hand. Yep.
Yeah.
How many cards?
You
He
know,
still
he
has.
went-
He still has like a full grip.
Yeah. He went down 6 cards, but also drew 3. So
Yeah.
I mean, how bad could it really be over there?
Just nice free removal spells.
Yeah. Oh boy, 4 color control. And there's the grief. Take a look at
It might
Peter's
be-
full stacked
Might be a
hand.
little too late.
Yeah. You know,
12.
this hard cast grief can be okay if your opponent has 1 card in hand left. If you've been doing a bunch of stuff, you're like, hey, take your last card, here's my 3/2. But I don't think Peter really gives a shit.
No.
He's like, dude, take whatever you want, I don't care.
Yeah. It's like here's 4 cards, none of which you can beat. I have an Omnath in play.
Yeah,
I'm gonna gain 4
Omnath,
life.
gets to smash every turn. You can't trade profitably. Every land drop I make is 4 life. It's just like,
Mike looks like he has 3 cards. I think it's
2 Shieldreds?
2 Shielder. Okay.
All right, so it's not
Oh,
over
there
yet.
it is,
though. It would have been really nice to have that Shieldred in play.
Evoke Muldrif to draw 3 cards.
3 mana, draw 3. Who would have thought?
It's not bad.
It's definitely not bad.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I agree with the grief out of Mike there. I think you might just have to play the Shieldred and hope it's good.
Yeah, hope it's good enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because at least if he had played Shieldred that last turn, if Peter doesn't have anything better than his Lightning Bolt that he just used to remove the grief, he's forced to basically cash into Fairy to get rid of Shieldred.
Yeah.
Which, is a trade that I think at this point you have to take.
Yes.
And you just have to be happy with. We're at least he wasted something.
Yeah, because at this point now, the Shieldred is still not online, and the Teferi doesn't even die, right?
No.
You just pick it up.
Now it gets to just bounce it, and so Mike opts to just blow up Omnath and then pass a turn, still sitting on double Shieldred in hand.
Do you think it's only double Shieldred?
Bounces
Peter
his
picks
own
up his
beans, draws a card, replays beans.
I think so, yeah.
Draw another card. Look, Magic players love drawing cards. This is a fact.
I do love drawing
And
cards.
No one's drawn more cards than Bean has. I've heard people talk, and they're basically like, Beans draws more cards than the One Ring, actually.
Yeah,
So
I believe it.
it's just like, I'll just play this. It's 2 mana cheaper,
Yeah.
and it doesn't damage me in weird ways.
Here's the Shieldred.
Yeah.
Very nice art there.
Right? So thankfully, Peter did bounce his own Beans.
Yeah.
So now Teferi can't easily just bounce his children. Peter needs another option, but
He's probably has a
drawn
wealth of them, yeah.
He's drawn a lot of cards. He's got a full ass grip.
He's just ready to go.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, even if Peter has nothing, Mike just has this Shieldred and his other card in hand is effectively dead.
Yeah.
This does not look like nothing, though.
No.
This looks like Solitude.
It looks like maybe a Solitude or a Fury. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Either would have been good enough, right? Could have done Fury 4 damage and ping off with Ren and 6.
Yeah.
There's like a million cards that Peter could play that just like.
Yeah, there's Leyline Binding.
Yeah. Yeah, take up the Planeswalk.
Just roll everything up.
This is definitely a situation where I would be conceding, I think. I'd be like, you know what? You got it. You wanted it more than me.
I don't think
Turok.
Kicks Turok. Oh, that actually is so
Okay,
sick.
kick Turok's kind of good.
It is
Because
good.
it is 2 cards at random,
Yes.
so
And the key thing here is Turok is pro-white.
it does.
So I do think Fury. Sorry, I think Peter's only answer to it is Fury. Nice
Correct.
full 7-card grip he's got there, though.
Yeah, so I guess the most hilarious thing is for Peter to discard 2 Furies here.
Oh no, we
I
didn't
did
see what they
not
are.
see. I did not see any red cards there.
I also did not. One of them looked blue. Maybe it was a Mall Drifter.
Oh, there's Omnath.
Omnath can race this Turok, though.
It
with the
sure
life
can
gain.
race. Yeah, Peter grew up to a comfy 21 life. Yeah, I had a game once where, I had a Calder Complete in play, and my opponent had an Omnath,
Yep.
and I still couldn't beat it.
Yep.
Because, I'm swinging for 5 every turn, he's like, sure.
Gain 4.
And then I'll just gain 4. So I'm like, sweet. So I'm dealing 1 damage
Yeah.
every turn. This is like a 20-turn clock. But this is, god damn it. What was I supposed to do? I don't even ask the same thing of Mike now. Like, Turok looks pretty good here. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there's the Fury. There's the 3/3 double striker just
I
on the board.
spoke too soon. Yeah. Peter's like, yeah, Mike, you could gain some life. That's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm gonna hit you for, what is it, 13 next turn? Yeah, he's hitting
Yeah.
for, he attacks for lethal next turn. There's
Shieldred.
the Shieldred, but he can pick it up with the Teferi and go for the kill.
Yeah, I believe that is a GG's. Bounce that? Yup. And I believe that's 10, 13 damage. Mike looks to be at 12 life.
Yup.
I wasn't the best at math at school, but I think that's a W.
That is
Yeah,
the correct
stack
number.
the creatures, turn them sideways, and there it is. Peter takes it. He finishes 3-2. This might.